Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Airport Road podcast. I'm Stefan Gebro, the desk editor of the politics section. I'm joined here with the creator of La Tonique, the co-host of the podcast, and the head of the culture department, Cade Guerrero. Nice to see you, buddy.
What's good?
So it's going to be a really special episode today. We're joined here by two of our politics writers, Elaine, who is in England or from England, and Julia, who is from and is in Italy at the moment. As well, a big shout out to AJ, who is the head of our sports department and does a lot for La Tonique, who's producing the episode today. So glad to see everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, good to be here. And we're here with two of the three women of the European Girl Squad, right? Yeah. So, well, cool. Yeah, let's jump into some topics. So, obviously, three.
Sorry, so I just wanted real quick, Elaine or Julia, could you explain what the European Girl Squad is?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Elaine, go for it if you want.
Three of us in the department who are, as far as I know, the only ones from Europe. So there's me, Julia, Ruth, which is spread across Italy, the UK, and split between Germany and Lithuania at this point. So that's us.
Okay, righteous. Yeah. So what I know we have been discussing that, you have a project currently in the works, a huge project. It's currently, I think we're keeping it on the DL right now, right? Until it's to full completion. But can you give us like a little snippet of what we should expect here in the next couple of weeks or this month?
Oh, yeah. We're working on this survey that we made in the end of November, I guess. Yes, and we are going to write this article on perception of COVID-19 from the young point of view, like the young generation. So, like our age, or between 18 and 30 years old. Nothing. There are a lot of interesting findings, I guess. Elaine, do you want to say something more?
A lot of stats, graphs, and more graphs.
And there are a lot of graphs. And also Thomas will help us to make a short video, if I'm not wrong, or Jasper. Just to have an overview on the results.
Yeah, so we're going to do a very multimedia approach to it. Elaine is currently in the process of writing it because I believe all the analysis has been done. And it looks good. It looks awesome. I mean, it's going to be really, really awesome.
Oh, great. I'm totally excited to see that. As being one of the participants in the survey, let's talk about our own perceptions on COVID-19. Now, we're all in our early 20s, and we're all in that Gen Z nebulous bubble, or the Zillennials, I like to call it, the mixture between millennials and Generation Z. But I guess I'll kind of lead this off. One of my kind of perceptions of it is, honestly, I wasn't affected by it. I kept working the whole time. And, it became a political thing quickly. You saw people who were anti-maskers and people who were maskers, but to an extreme, they saw someone with no mask and they would go and be like, all right, what the hell? What are you doing? But I guess to me, I was just kind of struck in the middle. And I was just like, I really don't care. I mean, this whole thing's kind of going on and it's starting to get political. And to me, you kind of have to jump on one or the other. But I just was so stuck in the middle, and I would have people come up to me and try to start these conversations and be like, what do you think? And I'm just like, dude, I honestly don't give a shit. But, for all the people that have passed away due to the virus, my heart goes out to them and the families that have lost people in the process as well.
So I think when you're faced with either apathy or even antipathy, it's I think it's a helpful exercise to just look at the faces of the people who have passed away. So a little while back, I think it was around Christmas, The Atlantic published an article that was written by the founder of the Twitter Faces of COVID. And in it, he kind of recounts some of the most, because this has been going on for 9 months. And at this point, the US is at, worth what, 330 plus thousand deaths. And that's a number. You read that and that number increases every day. You become numb to it. It's just a number. But in the article, he links to the people that he's referencing, and you click on them and you look at it, and it's accompanied by small words from either their family or their friends, or an obituary or something like that. And it's sobering, because you look at there's probably just a few dozen in the article itself, but even just looking at those few dozen, it's moving. It moves you to tears, because these are people. These are people's loved ones, and whether or not they however they viewed masks or COVID or whatever, however they voted, it doesn't matter. Like, they're people and they died. And it's I don't know how you can't be moved to look at such displays of the victims of this virus, but also the politicization of the virus and huge misinformation or disinformation campaigns. Frustrating. It's heartbreaking.
Yes, misinformation or disinformation. It's like quite popular in Italy, for example. In October, if I'm not wrong, there were like riots, manifestation against the masks, and they didn't want to use masks. They thought that everything was unreal. And it's quite strange to me, because, for example, I have lots of part of my family that are nurses, so they tell me every day what they see, and it's like quite strange to see that people are negationists. I mean, why, for example, countries, why they like say something that is unreal? It's real. Why states should tell us that it's not real? It's real. We live in this, in everything. We are all in this together, as I told to Elaine before, because we were talking about a lot of things before the podcast, and we are like all in this together, really.
That's a High School Musical song, isn't it?
We're all in this together. Yeah, we were just
Yes.
talking about that before.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Julie, I think that's
Again, on
Oh, sorry. I think I might have cut you off. But I think what you're saying is a really good point. Like, we are all in this together. But over the last couple decades, the ramifications of kind of rampant globalization have caused a pretty strong backlash against those movements, and people are becoming very isolationist. You saw it in Five Star and Lega, and right now with Trumpism is very isolationist, and obviously Boris Johnson, Brexit, all three of our countries have experienced some pretty strong. We're swept up in the undertow of nationalism and unilateralism and isolationism. But it's just a matter of cultivating that feeling of, hey, we are all in this together.
Right. Yeah. I guess I have more of a nihilistic approach to it, just like, or fatalism, whatever the two. But yeah, I mean, I actually had, I don't know if anybody here has had someone pass away, like, in their lives from it, but I guess, I wouldn't say I was super close to him, but it was like one of my dad's best friends from like, from childhood. And I guess, we called him uncle, just because that's what we do. But yeah, he passed away probably about I think like last month due to the whole situation. But I mean, he had crippling diabetes and other underlying health issues. So, but yeah, I can only imagine what his family's having to go through that right now. Um, but the crazy thing is that he was his political ideologies and affiliations aligned with that. Oh, the mask don't help anybody. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I mean, it was sad to see, but yeah, it was crazy.
But that's why I think it's we should certainly expect personal responsibility, but it's up to governments to or governing bodies to regulate disinformation, because if all you're getting every single day is just an echo chamber of masks don't do anything, you're not going to wear a mask.
Yeah.
It's the same reason we believe in human rights. Like we're just told, yes, human rights, human rights, human rights. So we believe in it, right? And that's what makes it real. So it's the same thing with masks. If you're told one thing and that's what you believe in, then that's what's real.
Yeah. What about you?
Not to be
Elaine?
like a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What about you, Elaine? What's your perspective?
I don't know what it's like in the US or Italy, but here it's very out of control right now.
Hmm.
And we've had a lot of anti-mask protests because at the beginning they said that it was going around that they said that the science was saying that masks weren't going to help. And then a few months later, they were like, no, you need masks to go into shops and supermarkets and things like that. So they backtracked. And I think that's where it stirred up a lot of the protests for the anti-maskers.
I think
Yeah,
that's so. Go ahead.
We
Katie.
had a handful of anti-mask protests, didn't we? In the U.S. I mean, we kind of.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I try not to keep up with the news as much.
I think that's ridiculous though when they're like, okay, well they first told us not to wear masks, now they're telling us to wear masks. I mean, that's the nature of science. Like we go with what we think is best until we figure out something better. Like that is absolutely, as soon as we figured out that we revolve around the sun instead of the other way around, it's that's what we believed. It's just the way these things work. You have to trust the science, which is imperfect, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's jump off the whole COVID
And do
discussion.
you have the okay?
Oh, sorry.
The US. No, okay, don't worry. No.
No, go ahead. What were you-
Do you
what were
have,
you-
I don't know, like the did you receive the vaccine or not? Do you have?
Yeah, we actually not. I don't think you've gotten it, right, Stepan?
Oh no, we
We have.
won't. Yeah, we
Yeah. Yeah, but my mother, who works in the healthcare field, she got the vaccine. She was like the first one to get it, and then I had one of my old roommates. He's a social worker, so he got it as well. So they were like the first. They were like the people I knew like right away. Like, oh, we got some shipments in. We're getting that shit like right away.
nice.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay. In Italy, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the healthcare workers. They're getting the first batch. Nice.
I think in maybe 3 days, they are going to start to make them, to take them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question, if I may.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Julia. So, Elaine, Julia, tell me what your thoughts on Eurovision are.
Oh, I love it. I unironically
First,
love.
give us a recap of what it is.
It's like, think of it like America's Got Talent, but every contestant is a different country in Europe, and they just sing. But it's like they haven't seemed to have left the 70s. So all the production is like 70s, but like mixed with 90s pop. It's amazing. And then all the countries vote for a country they think did the best.
So what is that? What does that mean? There's a delegate from each country who votes, or everyone's like texting, or how does that work?
Yeah, everyone at home. You just can't vote for your own country. And then you get a series of points. But it's very political. Like the UK comes last every time.
And does Italy?
Like, countries tend to vote for their neighbours. It's like we normally get a few from Ireland, but that's about it.
Does Italy participate in Eurovision?
I've lost it. The question of Thomas. I've lost it. What did you ask?
I asked about Eurovision. What are your thoughts?
Eurovision. Okay. I mean, I've never watched it. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, is
Wow.
Italy a participant?
I'm sorry.
Is it all EU participants?
And Israel and Australia as of recently. I don't know why.
Oh,
They're
interesting.
here. They're here too.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
No, The Voice.
I didn't actually know what Eurovision was until that Will Ferrell movie came out. I didn't even watch it though.
Yeah.
It looked so bad. I didn't watch
It's pretty,
it, but I was like,
it's pretty bad.
I was like, what is this? So I did some digging, my own research of my own. Yeah.
ABBA and Celine Dion, they became famous because they won Eurovision.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, Celine Dion?
That's kind of like
is from Europe?
No, she's
yeah,
Canadian.
but I think she
That's what
might
I
have done
thought.
France.
No, is she French?
She might have done. I think she did France's, but I can't confirm that.
So is it kind of like the World Cup, how you don't have to be from the country to play for that country? You just have to have like credible connections?
Yeah, I don't even know if you have to have credible connections.
Because, yeah, Celine Dion is Canadian. So maybe if she was from Quebec, maybe she's like, hey, I'll just sing for France.
Interesting. Well, that's cool. I'll have to, definitely check out more of some Eurovision stuff because it sounds like it's maybe not. It's like it's way more of a, broader perspective because you have different nations competing. But it sounds like kind of our thing of American Idol. Because American Idol was huge in American culture for like the 2000s.
Oh, yeah, the whole decade.
Yeah. We used to watch that shit all the time and vote and everything.
And people got so famous off of that. Like, there's a lot of like famous singers.
Yeah.
I think Kelly Clarkson is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, she totally is. But let's talk some women in politics right now, because I know that was the subject that we all want to talk about. We have a series that we began. I think the second part came out not too long ago about Angela Merkel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
okay. Ruth is not here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't stop there. I mean, we have a lot of women who have been kind of like going through the ranks and finding themselves at the top right now. I mean, AOC just to begin with that we've talked about before. I mean, she's a huge cultural figure here in the U.S. I mean, but yeah, I mean, let's talk more about that. I mean, who wants to lead the discussion?
I would like to give an Italian example on women in politics, but unfortunately, we don't have one.
I thought you were going to hit us. Hey, so what were your thoughts on Theresa May?
Theresa May is better. Go.
Oh, I think they were trying to make her too much like Thatcher round two.
Because she wasn't Labour then, I guess,
no,
right?
She was Conservative.
Okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
And she was only
if she was going to be Thatcher round two.
Yeah, because she was the second woman prime minister. So I think that's what people try to perceive her as. But she didn't get much done at all.
Yeah.
But her tenure wasn't as long as Thatcher's, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, hers was a pretty quick turnaround.
Full of years, maybe.
What about Jacinta Ardern in New
yeah,
Zealand?
she's great.
Kicking
She's
ass
great.
and taking names.
Yeah. What are your two's perspective on Kamala Harris?
Okay. I have hope for a good job in the future. I don't know a lot. I don't have information about her. I don't know a lot about her, but I mean, you should tell me. You are the Americans, so
Yeah. I mean,
tell me if to trust or not.
I mean, for me personally, I'm not a big political person. I try to stay away from any conversation that is thrown my way about politics. I grew up in a very open-minded family, and the thing about New Mexico too is it's cool because our governor and each one of our senators is a woman. We have Michelle Lujan Grisham, who is our governor. Then we have Yvette Harrell, who is one of them. We had Deb Haaland, who was actually a Native American. She was from the Zuni Pueblo tribe. I think I might have got that wrong. But anyway, she's actually got in a spot in Biden's cabinet. And what else? Who else? There's one more person. I think I'm forgetting.
Yeah, no, but I think everyone is a woman of color, I believe.
Yeah, they're either.
I just can't remember.
We had Xochitl Torres,
Because
who was pretty big, but she lost.
Yeah, both of our senators right now are two white dudes, though.
That's true. Yeah.
No. Because Ben Ray Lujan is.
Oh yeah, he's Hispanic.
He's the other senator.
Mark Heinrich.
Martin Heinrich. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, for me personally, I don't. I'm just glad Donald Trump's out of office. I mean, I see it's still like a huge fan base of his. Like, there's still hope that he's still gonna something's gonna happen and he just is back in office. Like, surprisingly, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, they're still holding on by that little rope of hope, But I think I have hope too. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is just hope for the best because I don't know, just like Obama in 2008. Hope, man.
Hope.
Yeah.
I disagree with you a little bit because that hope is certainly important.
How dare you?
And, it's good to kind of try to rid ourselves as much as possible of like too much cynicism. But, you also have to do stuff. You can't just hope that it'll be done. You got to be the change you want to see.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. I feel that.
That's just my little rebuttal. But you're right, that hope is so important. It starts with that hope.
Yeah. But yeah,
Just to
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say that for example, I don't have hope for my country.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a little bit yeah.
I agree.
Like if I want to think about a woman in, I don't know, as a prime minister or president or I don't know, another important figure or role in Italy, I don't have an example. Like the last one, we had a minister of labor, 1970 something, the last woman in the ministry, like in the minister.
Wow.
Okay. We don't have other example. There are like other women in the parliament, in the Senate. No strong figure. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna touch back. I'm gonna touch
go ahead.
back to that in a bit. I'm
What?
gonna touch back about that in a bit, like about the culture of sexes in Italy. But at the same time, Elaine, do you want to go? I know you wanted to say something about like your country, where it's headed.
Not in a good direction.
Why not,
Not at
though?
all.
Why not?
What? In
What
general,
direction is it headed in, and why is it not
Backwards.
a good direction?
Brexit.
Bye, Elaine.
It's taken us back, I think, rather than forwards. And then the handling of coronavirus, really bad.
Okay.
We need
Well,
passport
and then-
right now. If I want to go to Elaine, I need passport.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wild.
totally. Oh, I don't know.
Mm,
Yeah. I don't know. For us Americans, we have to have a passport if we just want to go across to like Mexico or Canada.
yeah, we had
So-
free movement, but now it's gone for me
Yeah, we have free movement.
to EU.
That's wild. Well, anyway,
Rip Schengen.
I wanted to rope around back to Italy's culture. Do you think a lot of that? And I took a European Union class in college in the political science department,
Mhm.
so but we never really learned about Italy. And is it because Italian men are very machismo? Does that make sense? Like they're very what's the best way to put it, Stepan?
Yeah, just very guided by strong, patriarchal impulses.
Mm-hmm.
So the point you are asking me why in Italy we have like a lot of men in power, or
Yeah.
like the cultural part, like it's like a complex. It's complex to explain because I think I don't want to use. Maybe I will use this word. There is strong patriarchy here. It's like this. I mean, firstly, we have the church that in some ways and recently is starting to move closer to like female point of view and also to other topics and issues. But we have still the idea, I mean, not me, but a lot of people still have the idea of the man, the strong man, the father of the family, and the one that can reach that position or can have the quality or the characteristics of being successful. And if you like go to the south of Italy, especially where the traditions are really strong and have a really deep root, we can see this gap, this really big gap, huge gap between patriarchy, traditional stuff, church, and also Catholic, Christian. I mean, in the south there are a lot of Catholics. And if you move to the north, or I don't know, in the main cities like Milan or Bologna or Florence, the story is different. So there.
Hey there, sorry to interrupt your scheduled podcast, but we are just popping in to thank today's sponsor, La Tonique Shop. Head over to www.latonique.news/shop today and check out our shopping page. We have an awesome selection of high-end apparel and accessories that you can purchase to support your favorite news site. We have everything from premium Champion sweatshirts, tees, tank tops, joggers, dad hats, and more. Once again, head over to www.latonique.news/shop to select quality items right from our site. La Tonique Shop offers tons of styles and colors and has every size that you could need. Just add items to your cart and check out on the website. It's honestly so easy. Once again, thank you to La Tonique Shop for sponsoring today's episode. And now back to your scheduled podcast.
That, machismo, Italian men, I don't know, patriarchal image. Because in New Mexico, it's kind of funny because like Hispanics around here kind of are the same way. Wouldn't you say, Stepan?
Yeah, culturally it's pretty similar, and I do think there's a lot of parallels, and I do want to also circle back to like the machismo and the how much that permeates a lot of, I think, all of our societies. I can't really speak for England. I don't know it that well, or the UK. But Julie, I'm curious because I've heard before from Italians that the North and the South, different countries, and a lot of it I've heard is, the North is very industrialized. The South, there's a lot of agriculture. In the US, it was the same way. And that's changed quite a bit, but pre-Civil War, the North was very industrialized, South very agricultural. So I'm wondering, what do you think contributes to these pretty lasting movements of patriarchal dominance?
Okay, I mean, I can. I can take some minutes to think about, maybe if another person has to tell something more. Okay, I don't know.
In the US, the importance of economic mobility for women was absolutely massive. Like that really helped to kind of emancipate women from a more subservient social role. So I'm wondering if maybe you could compare economic mobility in the north of Italy versus the south and see if that would be a strong indicator of these patriarchal structures and where they exist and where they're holding out.
I think the change can happen just starting from the education. I think for me, the first thing to do is to change the way we educate people. We teach people how to perceive the other, not man or female, just the other. And I think it cannot be linked to the economic part, like the economic rise, or I don't know. It's something different. I mean, families or teachers at schools, at high schools or whatever, should learn people that man can do whatever he wants, and also the woman. I mean, it's something more like a social issue.
So, Julia, from a policy perspective, how do you implement something that can realistically achieve that change? What could you see making that change?
I think teachers and education. Education has a strong influence on us.
So what about teachers in the South who might kind of, even female teachers who might uphold that traditional lifestyle?
The education will be not enough. Really, no, will be not enough. Not because there are really a lot of external factors and poverty too. So it's another the education will fit the center of Italy and the north of Italy. The south is totally different because sometimes people don't go to school. Children with 10 years old, 12 years old don't go to school. They go to work because they need money for the family. And sometimes there is also the black market, or there are mafia inside, and all little criminal groups. Yeah, it's really strange. And they grow with this idea of being the male child, I don't know, children. They grow with the idea of being strong for the family, bring bringing money, earning money for the family. Doesn't matter the way they earn money. You need to do for the family. So maybe education in the South will be not will not fit.
So I'm just riffing here, but do you think social media might be a tool with which to undermine or subvert the patriarchy in at least southern Italy?
Maybe yes, because everyone has a phone right now. Everyone has I don't know, a social or like Instagram or Facebook. Maybe it could help, but the change will happen another way.
Okay. Cool. That was great. That was a great analysis. I think that was well said. So Elaine, let's hear from you. 'Cause we haven't really heard your kind of tidbits on the whole patriarchal. What am I trying to say here? Help me out, Stepan.
Yeah, the patriarchy in England.
Yeah.
What up with it?
What up with it?
I don't think it's as externally as big as an issue as it seems to be in Italy. Like there's no north-south
Mm-hmm.
divide on that sense. But white men definitely have the other ruling class, especially in politics.
Yeah, same
I
here.
think I read something where there's this private boarding school here, which is like if you go there for connections, not for like a best education. And I don't know if it was like 75% of prime ministers has gone to this school.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, all
That's
men,
wild.
I think.
So it's all about like having a secret society in your nation of like what? Like, hey man, we went to the same school. Oh no way. That's cool.
They all, yeah.
You got
You
this
go
spot
to that
popping.
school, you're gonna be something surrounding that.
Oh my god.
They say if you want to be prime minister, you'll end up at Eton, the school. So
It's kind of like every politician is connected to some sort of fraternity in the U.S. university system. Yeah.
Well, there was a book written by a Harvard Yale grad, and he was from, I can't remember his name, but he was from like Appalachia, like he was from the backwaters of the United States, and he was just a hillbilly kid basically, and I think he served in the armed forces,
Mhm.
and eventually went to Yale Law School. And he was just shocked because, back then you had secret society, sure. Now you just have like closed societies, like these kids are, in their 20s and in their first year of law school at an Ivy League, and they're already being recruited. They're going to these, mixers with like basically recruiters for law firms. And they're trying to pick these kids up and, just we would never ever hear about this stuff if someone didn't, someone from the inside who has seen abject poverty and is marveling about, the status and this completely separate world that these people are living in. If no one ever said that, we would never know about them.
True.
And that sounds like Eton for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, all those Ivy Leagues, Brown, Yale, Harvard, Cornell. Yeah, it's wild, but man, it's crazy. Well, cool. What other topics do we want to touch on tonight?
I'd be interested to hear what you guys think is the importance of soccer in your respective countries.
Oh,
Sorry, football.
Football, dude.
it,
Come on.
it's like the biggest thing in England, in the UK.
Bye.
You can't escape it. You cannot, not here. There's no way.
So can we reach a consensus and say that it's not the most exciting sport?
No, it's not.
So
You don't,
why
would
is
you
it
you
so
don't like
popular?
it, Julia? You don't like it,
Wait.
Julia?
I don't like it.
You don't. Wait, do you like?
Football, the Italian football. I mean, I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't. Okay.
See, but there's a difference between liking it and just being able to admit that it's not the most exciting sport out there.
I don't like it. It's not the most important. I mean, it's not the most interesting part. Okay.
Wait, what is more
I prefer
interesting?
basketball, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I prefer athletic, javelin.
Oh,
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah,
track and field.
yeah.
I try, yeah.
Is football culture in Europe? Is it got this toxic masculinity?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? We got that same thing over here, but it's called the same thing. It's just a different sport. It's football.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Especially when they go like to Europe and drink. It gets worse.
Yeah.
I feel like British men have a reputation in Europe when like the World Cup is on for how they behave.
See, that's the one thing about the U.S. is like when it comes to football/soccer, like soccer is one of our least watched sports. I mean, we could care less about it. Um, and the people who do follow teams, like we have like a little minor league team in here in New Mexico. I feel like the people that like try to care about it are just like coming up with an excuse to get really fucked up in the middle of the week. You know what I mean? So I mean,
What-
yeah, right, Stepan? Would you agree
Oh,
with me on
totally.
that?
I will say,
Yeah.
there's two things about that. So our team is called United. New Mexico United. And we don't have any professional teams. Every minor league or semi-professional team that we have, they usually leave. Like we have a baseball team, but besides that, that's like pretty much it. Other than that, it's college
Yeah.
sports. So it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
big for us to have something.
Yeah.
But
so-
also, go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
was just gonna say
go
we
ahead,
don't
Elaine.
we don't have a college sport culture. That doesn't really exist.
Yeah, that's huge here. College, like going
Huge.
to college and representing any type of team and just wearing your colors, it's like huge. I mean, our football team, the college that me and Stepan went to, and AJ, our college football team is the worst. We suck so bad, but I will be there. I will be there in the stadium representing because Lobo football.
Lobos.
Yeah, but I mean,
For example, there were some female football team or female, I don't know, another sport team.
wait for.
You in your like college at your college,
Uh-huh.
there were some female team sport team.
Is that a
Yeah.
question?
Yeah,
Like,
like question, yeah.
we had female sports like
Yeah.
female. Yeah, we have female basketball, female volleyball.
So yes. Oh, they won nationals. I believe it was like 2 years ago. I think they're really good.
Yeah.
But it's also so, Julia, you might be interested to know. There's a rule. It's called like Title 1 or Title 9 or something like that. You have to have an even number of men's sports and women's sports.
In
So
college.
if you're, yes.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
if you get rid of men's golf, you have to have an equal number of women's sports. So it's like an interesting
Yeah.
Yeah.
mechanism.
Yeah, I think even at like high school here, there was like boy sports and girl sports. Like we weren't allowed to play football, rugby, cricket. They were the boys' sports. We had to play netball.
Hockey.
No, we didn't play hockey. I can't remember what
Really?
rounders. Yeah, we weren't.
So is hockey just an Irish thing?
No, I think it depends on the school you went to. We didn't play hockey. I've never played hockey.
It's huge. Hockey is huge in Russia.
Yeah, well, I was referring to field hockey, but
Yeah.
ice hockey. Oh my God. Yeah, huge over there.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, back on soccer/football. I mean, our World Cup team, our international team, I think is just garbage. We just get destroyed.
Yeah, I can't even
The
remember.
women are great. They
The
they
women,
just
the
won,
wo-
I think.
the
too.
women's,
Women-
the women's
women's
team,
are the best.
American women's team is great.
Yeah, but I think overall, we just focus more on American football, and it's got the same type of culture. Just get wicked wasted and just try to beat the shit out of some other guy that's the opposing team fan. So yeah, it's an interesting culture, but it's funny because
So-
it's similar our American football with Europe football.
Okay, that's what I was going to say about New Mexico United games. It's an excuse to get fucked up on a weekday. I think it's the same in Europe, though. Like, people just, we'll always find excuses to get fucked up on a weekday, but,
Yeah.
Europeans have a pretty established excuse.
Yeah, but we would never get in a fight over which team you're representing. You know what I mean? Like in England, there's a whole movie about it. Oh
Oh.
God, what is it
Hooligans.
called? It's got the guy from Lord of the Ring, Elijah Wood, in it, and it's a movie.
No
that
way.
He goes over to England, and he's meets some guys who are big into this football team. They wear the colors and everything, and I mean they have fights with the other club's fan base. And it's like they die for that, dude. They die
Yeah.
for soccer, man. Like
They
we
do.
don't have that. Like soccer here, we just get drunk, and then we'll find the other team's fan base, and we'll get drunk with them. Like we could care less. You know what I mean? It's not about pride or
So-
anything. It's just hey,
Here's my rebuttal, because in Russia there was, it's similar with as it is in England, where you have these in Russia they just call them like hooligans or like
Yeah.
fanatics.
Too. Yeah.
And yeah, and I think it was either a World Cup or like an exhibition game or something like that a couple years back in France. There were a bunch of Russian fanatics who got into a huge brawl with France, and it like nearly became just this massive international incident, because it was just it's one of those things that highlights that there's more to it than just like you said, that pride. It's also that this is just a pretext for just getting super smashed and then just trying to beat someone's face in.
Yeah.
yeah. What? Let me ask you something, Julia. What sporting event is huge in Italy? Because if it's not, I mean, I know soccer, or sorry, your football is. I mean, you got two major. No, wait, never mind. I'm thinking of Spain. Doesn't Italy have a really big football club there? Like they're huge on the internet. Juventus. I think they're
They're
black
in
and
the
white.
north, aren't they?
They're like black and white. They got stripes. Is that Juventus?
What?
Like for Italy, is there a huge sporting event like people follow other than soccer?
Basketball? Yes.
Oh, basketball. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
We don't.
it's
I
the second one, the second sport most followed.
Mm-hmm.
Then
That's
maybe
it.
bicycle. Maybe can I say like bicycle? It's the
Oh.
right or like ride. I don't know.
Bicycling. Yeah, cycling.
It's we have the tour of Italy, and I don't know the right name in English for ride a bike in a fast
Cycling.
way. I don't know. Maybe it's bicycle.
I think
Cycling?
cycling. There we go.
Okay, it was cycling. Okay.
like the Tour de France. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Like
we have
Lance
the tour
Armstrong.
of Italy,
Yeah.
of course.
Our
We
boy
We don't.
Lance.
Yeah.
I don't like the the bikers. Can I say bikers or cyclers or I
Say
don't
what
know.
you want. Say what you want.
I think it's
Cyclist.
Cyclists.
Oh, it's like Italian. Okay.
Because a biker
Yeah.
in the U.S. is a guy with a hand bar mustache.
Yeah.
and-
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
Handlebar.
Anyway, I don't like them because when I drive my car, I
Mhm.
always found them on the street while I'm driving.
You don't hit them, do you?
What?
You don't hit them, do you?
No.
You give
Yeah.
the cyclist
You try
the
to
right
avoid
away.
them.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know what? I think that is a good episode unless anybody else has something to say. We've covered literally every topic. Politics, culture,
Cyclists.
sports, cycling. Yeah. Yeah.
Bikers.
Well, cool. All right. Well, Stepan, you wanna outro us out?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Elaine, Julia. It was phenomenal. It's good to have your guys' perspective.
Yeah,
It's
thank you
it's
so
definitely
much.
unique from mining Cades. And again, shout out AJ. Thanks for producing. As always, we're sponsored by Avid Apparel. Cade, you want to hit the URL?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking us if we're still sponsored by Avid. We definitely are. Get their merch. Follow them on Avid, avxd.apparel, and at their website as well. So yeah, just make sure to follow us on YouTube. We got some cool stuff coming out. We got some cool stuff from these two right here coming out on our website as well. Cool politics content, good videos getting made by our whole political department. And we're going to be working up some new stuff. So make sure to follow us. Make sure to follow our newsletter as well. So,
It's going to be a good year, I think, for La Tonique.
yeah, 2021, La Tonique, blowing up.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, by the way, or New Year, everybody.
Here. Right.
All right.
What have you done on
What's that?
New Year's Eve?
Wait, what was that?
What you did.
Yeah.
What you did on New Year's.
Oh,
Or what you did?
I was in bed by before midnight. I had
Wow.
I had a beer, and
Wild.
I smoked a little bit of pot, marijuana, and I went to bed, and that was it.
That sounds
about
nice.
Yeah. What about you, Stepan?
I had some champagne to greet the new year, and then after that, I watched some geese. I know that sounds crazy, but seriously, like you can get onto the roof of our house, and we just watched, 1,000+ geese just fly over for about like 40 or so minutes. So fascinating. Next time you see just a little V of geese, look at it. It's fascinating.
That's sick. I think the right term is goose. Gooses.
Geese.
I'm just fucking around. All right.
Right, hang
All right.
on.
It's actually geeses.
Geese.
All right, Elaine, you're next. What'd you do?
We got put in, my area got put in lockdown the day before, so I drank some vodka and then I went to bed at 1 a.m.
What brand?
Smirnoff.
You don't know which brand?
Smirnoff.
Oh, Smirnoff. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
Smirnoff. Yo,
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
Russian
No,
vodka
I
too.
know.
I like Russian
no,
vodka.
I know.
Okay, so
That when I
Julie-
was in Poland, oh, so okay. No, just to say that when I was in Poland, I drank a lot of Smirnoff. Yeah.
Oof, so good.
Yeah.
Yo, get Russian Standard next
I
time
have,
you're at a liquor
the
store.
first time I ever drank vodka, I think it was Russian Standard.
Russian
It's
Standard.
All right, Julia, what'd you do?
That was
I stayed with my friends here in my little village, drinking red wine, then rum, and like with some games, just like that. And we wait till sunrise in the morning,
wow.
Oh man, that's awesome.
7 a.m.
Well, I can definitely say. Well, I can definitely say all three of your experiences were a lot more eventful than mine. So 2022, next New Year's, I'm partying hard. That's my New Year's resolution. My New Year's resolution is for next New Year's. I'm going crazy. So, all right, well, cool.
Great
I guess that sums
resolution.
it all up. We'll see you guys next time.